We're trying to get out of Tokyo, and what we're getting is a taste of the gridlock because the city has virtually shut down. It is trying to cope hours after this earthquake and tsunami. Here in Tokyo, it's really the impact of the earthquake that we're feeling. It's shut down much of the city's public transportation, the rail lines, which are so vital to transportation for this city of 13 million people. Most of it is off. Some of it is starting to come back online, but people are really just stuck on the roads trying to figure out how they're going to get home. This quake happened in the middle of the afternoon here, and I was in Tokyo Station underground, and we felt the earth swaying and moving underneath us. The signs up above were shaking back and forth. You could hear people reacting as they were clutching each other. We could hear children crying. A different sort of reaction than what you normally experience here in an earthquake because people are so used to earthquakes. This was something that was an entirely different event. It was sustained. It was several minutes long that we felt, and the aftershock came very quickly. We felt a number of aftershock after aftershock, so it has been a very disconcerting afternoon here in Tokyo, but certainly nothing like what we're seeing up north. Up north is where we are seeing an entirely different crisis altogether. At this point, we simply cannot fathom what the scope of that devastation is going to be. We were speaking to a news colleague who is from that region. He said the images that you're looking at, where you're seeing that water, that wall of that tsunami debris coming ashore, that is unimaginable. That water should simply not be there. And so for the people who live in that region, it's something that wasn't even in their scope. It was something that they didn't even think was possible. That's how far inland it was. So at this point, until there's daylight, it's really going to be very difficult for any of us to truly grasp what's been happening up there.
And Kyung, this is Hala Garani here at the CNN Center. I want to let our viewers know what they're seeing. There was a whirlpool. These are images of a whirlpool created by that earthquake that struck off the shores of Japan. We saw images of cars, just like toy cars, essentially, being dragged inland miles, it seemed. What are people doing right now? I mean, what is their state of mind? Is there still panic, or are they sort of in an orderly fashion trying to get home, get to their families?
We have to break it down into two different segments. In the area where I'm at, in Tokyo, it really is quite orderly. It's yes, people are frustrated. They're trying to figure out how to get home. Many people commute an hour outside of the center of the city to their homes. So if there are no rail lines, if there are no taxis, and the roads are jammed, there's simply nowhere for them to go. So what we're seeing are people camping out in public subways. I actually got a note from a Twitter follower who said all the bicycles and the bike shops are sold out because people are trying to bike their way home. So that's what it's like in Tokyo. North, we are getting very different reports. Certainly, that is a crisis. That is going to be a humanitarian crisis. Right now, it is simply a search and rescue operation, a completely different experience up there than what we're seeing here in Tokyo.
Okay, Kyung La is reporting to us from Japan. She's heading north. We're seeing images from the northern part of the country there of it's just utter devastation. I mean, it just looks apocalyptic.
And when you
can't imagine
when
it.
you see it on TV, it almost looks like a small wave, but then you take a closer look, it's a boat, a car, a house.
An entire house slamming up against the highway. And goodness only knows what happened to the people driving those cars who were also submerged by the water.
We will have much more of our breaking news coverage of really a disaster that's still unfolding right before our eyes. We're seeing it with you. We're going to have a live report from Hawaii where they're feeling the ripple effects there. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Clients say it's really hard to save for the future, and they've come to a point where it's overwhelming.
Oh, gee, I'm scared to tell you I've got this amount of credit card debt, or I've got a 15-year-old, and we never got around to saving for their college.
That's when I go to work.
We talk, we start planning.
We can fix it.
Anyway, try to be positive. They're talking about it on the news. also, because it's so large, may be coming and affecting the west coast too, because it's so big. The largest earthquake of the century, they say. Anyway, so I love you. I hope one day you'll call me and say hi to me and say you love me too. I love Steve and you and all the G's, cousins. So I hope Kelly will be okay. They did say that Hong Kong seemed like it, or Tokyo seemed like it was going to weather it, but I saw pictures and it took everything in its path away and back into the sea, just really bad. So maybe Kelly's not living there anymore, so that would be good. Okay, so and my number, if you want to call me, is let's see, it's 250-849-1135. I really hope one day you'll talk to me or call me, because I love all of you a lot. Okay, I hope this helps. Okay, bye. Okay, so a song by Paul Beckman, Holly Rainbow Song, using using guitar. I hurt my back bending. I don't know why or how, but okay. Using guitar chords A, 7, and D. The song is going to be called A Prayer for All the People in the Earthquake and the Path of the Tsunami. A prayer for all the people in the path of the tsunami. Pray for all the people who experienced the earthquake. I hope you're gonna be okay now. And to anyone who's lost their life, all I can say is, well, we love you. Hope you're gonna be okay. Even if you've lost your life today in a certain kind of way, old life goes on for you, and you'll be okay the next time around. Well, we can't always control natural disasters and catastrophes that could happen to you or even me. We're gonna have to hope that everything will work itself out and you'll be alright. Oh yeah. If you lost your life, salutations to those who survived it. Well, earthquakes and tidal waves, earthquakes and tsunamis, that's today. What's happening in the news? Now don't snooze, be awake, be aware today. Hey now, help one another. We're all human beings, we all have a mother. Help your sisters and your brothers too. Anyone you know could use some help from you. Band together, help one another now. The weather patterns are changing, earthquakes are raging. Tsunami, tsunami number 1, it's on its way. 8.9 earthquake, well that's no fun. Devastation in its path everywhere. Just hold your head up high and declare, hope you're gonna be okay. A prayer to all of you in its path who experienced the earthquake or